Down with FastTrack. I'm just kidding. What's up, guys?
Down with it all.
Yes, burn it to the ground. What's up, Spirit?
Burn Lightstream to the ground. It's slow already, so hopefully we won't have any issues.
Slow AF,
the
bro.
overlays are waiting to exist. Okay, there's one. There's two.
There's
States
me.
loading. There we go.
What's up,
all
y'all?
right. Good job, Lightstream. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. FastTrack.
Big man, you're back.
Slow track feedback Fridays.
Yes, sir, baby.
And yeah, big man on a small horse. Good to see you. You're back.
Yeah, bruh. Use that. Let's talk. We got to talk soon. Let me know if you need that booking page link again, but I think it's in the Instagram. I want to get you in.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more later, but anybody else who's watching, we have a very useful collaboration platform that we're building behind the scenes with all of this that's in closed beta. And so we're getting folks in one by one. So Big Man is getting in on that. If anybody else wants to get in, just like say it. Just say the words and it shall be your destiny. So yeah, hit us up. But yeah, we'll talk about that more later. Anyways, this is our feedback stream where we give you detailed constructive feedback on your music. We put a little bit more TLC into it than most streams seem to. So like expect that you'll get really detailed feedback, and we don't have as much time to get through as many tracks because we do that level of detail. Right now we've got 3 in the queue. We usually get through 5, maybe 6. And that means there's 2 free spots. You can submit your track through the link in the chat, which is right there. That's our proprietary submission system that also helps us play your tracks at highest quality through the stream and use our rating system that you'll see on the lower right there.
Yep.
And yeah, open to all genres, all states of work. The in-progress stuff is especially juicy because then we get to give you tips on how to make it better.
Yeah, before it's out to the world, right?
Yeah.
And shout out Spirit for being here, actually, to be here for their song that they submitted last week. A lot of people forget about that, even if we remind them and everything. But Spirit is here, and Spirit does want us to listen to this track and not any other one. So appreciate you. But in terms of other people in the queue, we got Spirit, we got Lil X the God, and then we got Big Man on a Small Horse. Yet again with another artist named Shenanigans, which interesting indeed. He's a funny guy. And yeah, like Josh said, we've been lately getting through 6, but yeah, we have 2 guaranteed more free spots, maybe 3. Point is, get in there, get your tracks in so we can actually listen to it, and that you can actually get reviews. So yeah, but we'll go ahead into the first song here, which is Still Forward by iSpirit. Their role in the track was producer. Track genre is drum and bass as well as dubstep. And the description, he says, don't look back and against adversity. Okay, some grammar there, but all right, some bricked up regions here. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, iSpirit, 3, 2, 1. And they in the chat. What up, Spirit? Body to the snare there. Cool sample though.
It's again like a brush almost.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hollow.
Definitely no drum and bass or dubstep yet. Let's see.
Kind of lacking in definition. It's a long suspense build.
That's much too loud.
Yeah.
The kick is way too loud. Ooh. There's that snare. Here we go. Hard. That was hard.
Sample's a little overused. The vocal one.
That
one? It's like throughout the whole thing. Timing of that last... What do you call that?
The cinematic boom?
Yeah, cinematic boom.
Yeah.
Seemed a little bit awkward. I mean, I think it's probably supposed to be like not on like a downbeat, but there were a lot of points I felt like throughout where there were things placed not in where you'd expect them to be, like beat wise, that didn't quite have the payoff that you'd want out of that kind of move. Like they were just kind of like contrarian decisions that didn't pack the punch as like the hook, line, and sinker that you'd need. Yeah. It was kind of just like, I put this in the wrong place. Wasn't that cool? But really? It was like, no, I mean, well, look, when this fast section came in, I thought that like I've heard examples of like where you do some cool like acrobatics to like fall into a different section or like a fast-paced section with some weird like offbeat stuff. But this to me just seemed a little bit awkward. Like it didn't quite stick the landing. Let me go back to that. Yeah, there's just something about the cadence there that I think could be a little bit better, just a little bit like more satisfying or like more suspense and then release. And just throughout, I think what was kind of annoying me a little bit was like how the slow sections are so long and so slow, and they're so ambiguous. Like when we go back here, this section just goes on for like a minute. And there's nothing happening. I don't think it's building suspense. I think it's building frustration and boredom. And you're just expecting, like, after each bar that something's gonna happen, and, like, nothing ever happens, really. Until we get to the drop. And, like, the drop is awesome.
Yeah,
both of the drops are really cool. I think they're kind of unique. I like the fact that you have the fast paced section later on. I
Yeah.
think just like gluing the good parts together, there's too much like crap in between.
I think you could literally get rid of the second drop though.
You probably could, yeah.
Yeah. Like get the first drop, like first drop's hard as fuck. You can get rid of like all of this second part until the main da 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 part, which is right here. Like you can get this part and then like get rid of the second drop here. This whole second drop here, and then you'll have a nice, more digestible song that's not 5 minutes, but maybe like
Yeah.
3 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say
like
I
you get rid of
3.
this section here, which is like the same kind of plain section that you just pointed out, which is over here.
Yeah, very
Um,
similar.
I don't think the "ba-da-da" you made a comment that that's everywhere. I don't know if it's everywhere. I think it's
It's not
only
everywhere. Well, I meant more that it's just like there are too many sections that are based on that little teeny melodic snippet, and
yeah,
so it ends up repeating a lot over the course of the track. It's not in
yeah.
every section, but just like one or two sections with that in it is okay, but it was like
There's
too
3.
much.
I think there's
Yeah.
3 total. I wanna see if it was here, actually. No, it was I don't think so. Yeah.
It's a similar motif there though with that. I don't know what instrument that is, but similar register and like
That's
notes.
like yeah, I think that is, like, this part. Like, those are, like, the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, cool. Let's see what spirit's in there. Okay, so he says, yeah, it's called an impact, the cinematic thing, but
Yeah, okay.
overall, like, those drop sections, when it hits hard, and
Does.
I was trying to have discipline to damage my ears because, like, try to stay the same volume so I could be like, "Okay, like, you know, what is happening here?" Because there's
Yeah.
definitely a big volume mismatch between when that kick comes in and, like, these softer sections here.
Yeah.
Um, I think the drops are hard as fuck. There's some areas where I think in the drops the distortion is fine, but there's some areas like I could point it out specifically, but there's some areas that are outside of the drop where there's like a distortion and it just is loud for no reason and doesn't need to be. I don't think
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I think it's hard, hard, hard. Very cool. Do you have any like overall vibes, first impressions?
I mean, again, I think like the main like focus of it, like the drops are really cool,
Yeah,
and kind of unique.
very
It's
cool.
just like
Yeah,
there's a lot of excess in between with the slower sections and some of the kind of boring stuff to get rid of. And I
yep,
also think it could be like around 3 minutes,
mhm,
if that,
yep,
instead of 5, and like not demand so much of your listeners' time.
hmm,
Uh, so yeah, that's I think that's my main take, and then also agree that there were some big like volume imbalances between the more chill parts and then when the drums come in, they're like very loud and also distorting maybe a little bit more than they need to.
hmm,
It's just like, are you using the distortion in a way that provides something extra? Like it's better than them not being distorted, and like I think it always requires subtlety. Like it's just too easy to like apply blanket distortion to everything, and then it just kind of like makes stuff less good. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, there was a like in that cinematic impact, there was a distortion that was happening. I think it was more towards a clipping, which just sounded really not good.
Yeah. And
But
it's an art of subtlety too. Like you can have some like subtle clipping on that kind of like impact, and it
yeah,
can be really cool and it like sounds like right.
mhm,
But it's also like not all distortions are created equal, not all reverbs are created equal, like all that kind of stuff. People often think like, "Oh, I just put a bunch of reverb on it," and then you choose like the worst reverb, and like it's
yeah,
just a matter of doing rather than talking or thinking about these things.
yep. Cool. Speaking of doing, should we score it?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, I have the score. I feel like mine's going to be a little higher than yours, but you ready?
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1. Oh shit! Did you get mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 80. I thought it was like when it was hard, but I do agree with all the criticism that you said
Yeah.
you put forward.
Packaging.
Except some of the like I don't know if I heard some of the like awkwardness that you were talking about, but content. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is just about the packaging, the length, like respecting your listeners, like
Respect.
time.
Yeah,
It is though, right?
I
Because
get it.
it's
I
like
get it. Yeah.
as soon as somebody feels like you're wasting their time with like that second intro section, they're gone,
Hmm.
right? They're like, okay, this is not like crafted very well. Like I'm out of here. I need to listen to something that's more engaging.
Yep.
Um, with these short attention spans, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's the main thing with content for me. Again, your drops are really cool. I think a lot of the sounds that you use are good. I don't love or think that like the vocal sample or that, what is that, like a glockenspiel or something? I don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
are like all that interesting. And I wish they were a little bit more different melodically. They're
It's
kind of
that
in the
reading
same,
rainbow
like,
type synth.
yeah, yeah, they're kind of in the same range. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's like cool stuff here. It's just a matter of like cutting out the excess and you'll have something better when you do that, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, we got pretty surgical with it. Like, I mean, these sections here, we think are what we're talking about. They're a little more boring, and literally this one over here is like the same thing, and it's like the same length and everything. Nothing interesting is really happening. It's just kind of ambient.
Yeah.
Um, and like this drop is like somewhat similar to the first one, which is it's hard, but it's like it doesn't need to be like right next to the first drop. When
Yeah.
you have like something that's different over, that's like pretty hype. And oof, I need to turn down.
It is, yeah, it clips a lot.
Yeah, and the drops though, I think it's fine. Like I'm trying to like fucking break down my house when I listen to this song. I think it's fire. But yeah, and yeah, I think I talked about it too. I think the snare, the drum choices are pretty much all across the board except for one. Good. Like Josh and I said, like this beginning snare or I guess like intro section has like no impact really whatsoever. Whereas the snares and the drops like really hit you in the chest, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Classic. I think it's like 200 hertz, just stomach punching snare, which is dope that you
Yeah.
find in dubstep a lot. So, yeah, if it's still in a work in progress, I think it is. Yeah, it's not released, but if it's still a work in progress, like those are the tips that we would give you. And we'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the chat. But cool content. Do you have a score?
Yeah.
Hmm, cool. I do too. 3, 2, 1. In production.
And then yeah, production, I think there is a fair amount of imbalance throughout. Like even just
Yes.
listening to the part that we did, it just here, let's see. I don't know, I was talking about maybe one of the
I think the
earlier
drops
parts.
sound pretty much
Yeah,
professional.
the drops sound good. I think
Yeah,
there there's maybe a hair more distortion than I would expect from like a comparable professional mix.
sure.
It's a little bit heavy handed, but let's
Mhm.
see. Like what's even
That's a
happening
little
there?
harsh there. Yeah.
It's like a little bit harsh. There's like it's just a swirl of like kind of noise. Like
Mhm.
the bird sounds or whatever are like surprisingly loud and in the way of like other stuff. It's just like a little bit disorienting and stressful, honestly.
Mhm.
Here, what about we go back here? Yeah, I don't know. Something about the hierarchy just doesn't feel very definitive in terms of like what is supposed to be like
The
front and
main line.
center
Yeah.
and what is background, and everything's just kind of like in the front. I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
describe.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, I think
And the
mixed
cop line itself
balance.
isn't super captivating.
Yeah, mixed balance is where it's at.
Yep. But the drops sound pretty dope.
Hmm.
I agree with that. Do you have anything else before we give scores?
Nope.
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Boom.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, track
Uh.
total.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. 69. All right. I can't justify it for me, but I get
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love to see it.
Yeah. It's
All
cool.
right.
It's like it's got good like essence, especially in the drops, and
Yeah.
some cool ideas, a cool theme. Just a matter of like paring down the content a little bit to like craft a good and engaging listener journey,
Yeah.
and then making sure that your mix balance makes sense at all different points, not just the drops.
Yes, there's definitely some wheat in there, but there's definitely chaff. So please do the work and you'll have a pretty damn cool song. So
Yeah, and
thank you for the
feel free
submission.
to send us more stuff. I mean, typically we only review one track per artist per stream, just because then it would be like 40% of one artist on each episode. But
Yep.
if you want to send something in for us to review next week, then please do.
Yep. Appreciate you,
Look forward to
Spirit.
hearing it. Yep.
But cool. We'll go to the next person then. Lil X the God, also a last week submitter. So I'm not sure if he's here, but The song's called Lil X, which I also don't know if that's true. But their role was vocal producer. Track genre is pop, and they didn't give us anything else to work with there. I don't think they're in the chat either. But we give people emails with clickable links to their reviews. So we'll give them a review, and hopefully he can see it when we email him, and then he can interact with us later. But yeah, you want to press play on this one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Lil X the God, 3, 2, 1.
Sounds like pop to me.
Yup.
So baby, hold me closer.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
You sang it like on tempo for me. It was kind of
Totally.
It's crazy to think how I find myself in a situation with your heart at hand.
Sounds a little bit ahead.
Needs to be mastered for sure.
It feels way too damn cold when you're gone. No longer will we hide it. It took a little bit, but we decided.
He's like very ahead of the beat.
Yes. Really ahead of the beat.
He's out of pocket.
Man, there's just fucking syllables everywhere. The delay doesn't help. Ooh. Don't do that with delay, everyone.
Vampire? Wait, did I miss something?
DJ Heinous, you are not Lil X.
DJ Heinous is here?
Yep.
No! Oh, you like this delay?
Dude,
Vampire,
what the fuck
right?
is this delay shit?
It's crazy to think how I find myself in a situation.
This part sounds pocket.
Your eyes are so damn red. Your hair is white as snow. It feels way too damn cold when you're
Some of the punch-ins are a little bit early.
Bro, this part is like way more in pocket than the other part actually.
It was better.
I wonder if he like just was like sliding it slightly on the grid for some reason. Yeah.
No.
And then this part doesn't sound like he finished.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
It sounds very in progress.
No, yeah. No, like there's no vocals for the rest of the track. If I had to guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll vibe out. Since Lil X is right here, right? With DJ Heinous.
I think if this part was mixed and mastered, it would sound pretty professional.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. There's probably a tight beat.
Yeah, top type beat.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. He's back.
It's crazy to think how I find myself in a situation with your heart at hand.
He's a little ahead again.
Your hair is white as snow. It feels way too damn cold when you're gone.
It's a nice voice, though. He delivers it pretty well.
Kind of generic, though.
Definitely. Here we go, baby.
What the fuck?
Here we go, baby.
You trying to kill us? Sorry, I think I had a psychotic break there. It just keeps going in my ears.
Yeah. There you go.
What the fuck?
That was Vampire. Lil X.
Yes, needs more delay, I'd have to agree.
I agree. Yeah, just a tad bit more.
Just make it delay so hard that the delays don't happen until after the song.
Right, yeah. The delay timing.
Push that pre-delay out to 3 minutes.
I mean, literally, the delay sounds like it's on infinity. Like you can put it onto infinity.
Yeah.
Or the feedback part of it.
No tail, yeah.
Woo! Lil X, what do you got?
Yeah, BC some RBs after that.
Yes, sir. No, wait, not to that.
What do you mean?
I'm not BCing. Maybe you need to BC, but
I think you need to in order for that to sound normal.
Yeah, I'm definitely not BCing to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that it's honestly like there are parts of the beat that I think sound pretty like if
Baby,
you
pull
mastered
me
that
closer to the backseat.
Yeah, right. If you mix and master it, it could sound like normal, like professional, as in like a normal way, right? But I think it's pretty damn generic. Like the beat itself is like surprisingly generic. Especially that chord progression I feel like is off limits now after like it was just so overused, and so basic. And the vocal, like, I personally am not really into that style of vocal where it's just like you don't sound like you really know how to sing. You just want to make a pop song, you want to be a pop singer, be all stylish, and you're going to throw a fuck ton of autotune on and have somebody produce the most basic track possible around you. Like, honestly, that's the vibe that I sort of got.
Scorching. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that's what it is.
I get it.
And yeah, the delay is just unbelievable to me. Like, what I wish people would do more
That was
often.
obnoxious. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a wild pick. That was his hook. He said vampire and then vampire, 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 just for like 30 seconds. That was crazy. That was funny.
I think it's okay to mix progressively as you work on your track because it helps you like center your perspective around it, your perception, and come up with ideas as you go along and not wait till the end. But like the delay stuff, like all of the like ambient effects, like special like processing type stuff, that should usually wait till like closer to the end, I would say. Because if we could just hear this in like a cleaner form, right? And hear like the lyrics and how you're processing the, like the core processing on the vocals, and also just like get that extra vocal on there and then show it to us, we'd be able to say like, okay, this sounds great, but you need a little bit more here. Like maybe a delay would work well to fill that space that you now have, given that everything is in place. But right now it's like you don't have everything in place, but you're also trying to do all this crazy processing. And so we can't tell like what it could be because you're like sort of piling all this shit on top of it. So the delay is an obvious thing. Like don't do that at this stage.
Just
or
say
like
the word
not.
again if you like. You don't have to delay the same signal.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't know.
It's
You
literally
can,
hypnotizing. It's like
if you really are dead set on a delay for that kind of thing, do something cool where it's like a delay that goes through a bus that has like some sort of bandpass filter on it. So it's like a telephone type delay, obviously with a steeper tail, so it doesn't go on for forever and
that's the
step on everything
problem.
in front of it. Or just make it one of those like, set the feedback value so there's like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 repetitions and no more than that. It doesn't need to fade into the abyss for forever, right? You can set a feedback level where it's just like 1 or 2 delays and then it stops. Or you can even set like a gate if you want to on like the delay bus. Like there's different ways to do it, but the idea is like stay away from the advanced like effects stuff until you have the basics down. Like you need to get the vocal mixed well into the track and like probably have the other vocals in place so you can do that all together. But yeah, I don't know. It's like that there's some actionable advice I think that we can give on that. But even if this was like mixed perfectly and executed perfectly, would it be a good listen? I don't know. I mean, the bones, the structure are pretty damn generic, and I'm not convinced that your vocalist is good, to be perfectly honest.
Whoo!
I think your vocalist sounds a little bit like a pop wannabe amateur who probably is using autotune to mask the fact that they can't really sing.
Woo!
Burn!
Yeah, that's real shit, bro.
But look, it's like if you want to like not waste your time, right? You have to make the call ultimately as the producer. Is this
Well,
like
I wonder if they put vocal producer, but I wonder if they're also the vocalist.
good question. I mean, if that's the case,
Be.
put the roles down,
Yeah.
right? It's like,
Here's what happens when you don't get in the chat, Lil X. Real.
yeah, not in the chat, not filling out the roles.
We gotta, if you get in the chat, we'll treat you like a human being. But
yeah, but if you're not here, no, we're gonna go all out.
Yeah, the God, Lil X.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, this is real shit. I mean, this is real, man. Like, so many people can make music, and so many. I agree with you completely. Like, it's rough. It's not rough. It's harsh, but it's like true. Like so many people can make music nowadays, and so many people can carry a tune if they just put on auto tune. So
yeah,
I think people are like worked for a while. And there's like a lot of like people in the underground and like hyper pop spaces that I feel like do this, and it's like become so saturated that it's like people are yearning for talent.
Yeah,
again, they're not yearning for like, oh, this person can carry a tune if they just slap the same auto tune plugin as everybody else has. It's like, oh wait, that's just what everybody does, and like what am I hearing that's different? I was like hoping that the lyrical content, he's singing about seems like a vampire girl who's like, your eyes are so red, your hair is white as snow, It's like, okay, this might be like interesting, or might just be like some weird fan fiction thing. I don't know. There wasn't enough content to really like base it off of that. So I was like trying to say like, oh, is this like, could it be interesting in the way where it's like different in terms of what the heck he's talking about? But I mean, he didn't give us much to work off of because he delayed the chorus, one word chorus, so there wasn't much word content there. And then I just got like the repeated lines about red eyes and white hair. So I didn't hear much of anything else, to be honest.
I didn't get much at all. Like
Yeah,
I think it's a conscious listening experience when you're trying to get the vocals. That is the only way to get them at this point. Like nothing
yeah,
jumped out really, but
yeah. I think the delivery was okay. I agree with you completely. Like, there's levels to this shit. I've definitely heard worse, and I feel like they have like were okay at carrying a tune, and then okay with harmonies and stuff, and the harmonies felt like they fit pretty well, like musically. There was rhythm problems. Well, it really seemed like you delivered it fine. If you put it on the grid, it would have been fine. But it literally felt like the first part, you like accidentally slid it too far forward. And then the
maybe
second part was like fine. And then the third part was a little bit far forward again. It was weird. It might be perception, but that was like literally how I pictured it. I was like, wait, why does this part sound pocket? Why does this part doesn't? I
yeah.
don't
I
know.
mean, but honestly, I felt like the second part was less bad, but
Yes.
there were still like a couple of cut-in points that I don't know if it's because of some weird offset or because of just how it was delivered. But like, I still didn't feel like the second part was in pocket. It may have been closer to the grid, but it didn't feel like good to me. Like it didn't feel like this is really grooving. Like this is like
No.
an attractive rhythmic play. It was just
No.
like, okay, you're more technically on the grid now, but I'm still getting no like life or swagger out of the delivery of this.
Hmm.
So it's not. I don't know. Like some of the writing might be okay, and some of the it's not like there's nothing you can salvage and use and like build on with this.
Hmm.
It's just that like, are you working on something that is good enough to get people to want to listen to it,
Hmm.
given their context? And then
Yep.
just the obvious stuff like the delay thing is like it kind of like affects the experience in a negative way, like the timing issues, all that stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it just amplifies it that, oh, these off the grid. Oh, so are these delays. All right, this is not enjoyable. Um, DJ Haynes says, so many people can, but can so many people should, which is a funny sentence. But it's
yeah, it
like,
is.
I would say like, bro, like whatever, like make music, and like people like it, people don't like it, whatever. You submit to a feedback stream, we'll give you feedback, and we want to, we ideally we want to help you. Well, we feel like that's what you want. You want to want more people to listen to it. So that's what the feedback we're giving you for. And I'd say like, bro, like even if we don't like the pop genre or whatever, like go ahead and like post this or whatever you want to do. Like just keep working on it, like finish it. My drummer had a good point where he was like, I see some of these songs as like a snapshot in time. Like we're not going to be the best singers that we're going to be in our lives. There's going to be progression. So like, fuck it, like keep working on this no matter if we give you harsh feedback. We're trying not to be haters, but we're also like trying to be like, hey man, like break the mold. Like we don't want to hear like this generic shit. Like
Yeah,
try to push it, and it's a progression. So everyone starts out terrible. We're
yeah,
not saying this is terrible, but like everybody starts out terrible. Like trust me, I started out worse than this. So it's like, yeah, like just keep going.
yeah.
Um,
There's I agree with all that, and there's like it's impressive the stuff that you've done. It's not to say it doesn't take a lot of work. I
mhm,
think the best advice that I can think of that's more generalized is like just make it a habit of being your best being an honest self critic, and being able to listen to stuff that you're working on or doing, and being really like blatantly honest. If you were a listener and you didn't know yourself as the artist or the producer, would this be good? Would you want to listen to this over some other artists? Would this provide something new that like your favorite artists have never done before,
yep.
or you don't have in your library, whatever? Does it make you actually feel a certain way, or is it kind of just like stuff awkwardly put together, which honestly a lot of music kind of is. Like it takes a certain level of expertise and thought and magic and like honesty to make music that
And
is actually
experience.
really like an experience, like a moving experience where it's like, oh shit, this made me feel awesome. That's a
Yeah.
hard thing to do. It's
Yeah.
not just a matter of what's in the tracks and how you mix it. It is how it all comes together and like the vision that you pave as you make every decision. And if you're not making decisions honestly where you're like that track sucks. I'm going to take it out. Or like that lyric or that verse is boring. If you have even one verse that's like just blatantly not good or boring or badly delivered, like the song effectively is in the trash bin, like in today's like listening economy, right? You can't let stuff like that slide. So you have to be very critical on your own work in an honest way, but not in like a judgmental way. It's just you're like trying to make the best thing possible at every stage, and also throwing stuff out when it doesn't work. Like it's good to finish tracks and go through the motions. That's very good, but
And experience, just to build experience too.
yeah, but when you're deciding on what's going to be your core like music catalog, like maybe you release all of the outtakes and like all of your finished projects on SoundCloud, but you choose really specifically what to put on like Spotify and streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And every artist that you know has many more songs they consider for their albums than the ones that get released. And that's part of how record labels and just good artists manage their catalogs to make sure that stuff is good. Is they're like they make tough decisions that like there's 14 songs here and I like all of them, but these two are going to have to go because I don't want to give people a 14 song album.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give them 12 and I'm going to give them the best 12. So yeah, you got to make hard decisions about your baby, your creations, and through the creative process and what you choose to like make your own as part of your image to the world.
And also, feedback from people you trust.
Yeah, and feedback throughout the process. You don't have to do it in like a vacuum alone.
Yeah, and that's why we're here, and that's why we thank you for submitting it too.
Yeah, definitely.
But cool. So we can go ahead and give scores then.
Yeah,
vibes.
Let's do that.
Baby, pull me closer.
I know.
All right, I got mine.
Me too.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. Yeah, same range.
Content.
Yeah, and then like we talked about, it's just like, is it interesting? Is it delivered well? I'm not going to count the delay as part of that, but just like, do you have a good song?
Fuck it, man. Count it. That was that was his
more
hook.
Production.
Sure, but that was also his hook.
Yeah, it is sort of artistically part of the hook, I guess. But yeah, it's just it's the whole discussion we're having. It's just like, what's the value of like the song that you're delivering and how you execute on it? That's what it's about.
Purples across the
Wait, it must be broken.
That's so much. We're failing that feedback from these guys. I didn't pick it up. But all right, content. Do you have a score?
Let me see. Yeah, I do.
We 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Production.
And then production. It sounds like it's in progress, so I won't fault you too much on that. I mean, obviously the delay is a big sin, but other than that, like you just need to mix it. Like production wise, you need to make sure that vocal is on time. I don't know if it got offset at some point or if the delivery was just not very good. And maybe the guy was
to put that in the content section. Yeah. I don't know if that's a delivery thing or to me it seems like, oh, I have my vocal take. Oops, I'm in Audacity that doesn't have any grid or something. It's like
Audacity.
Yeah, it's like the Audacity, real.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened.
It could have been that just the artist was more like nervous at the beginning of recording and then settled into it or something. Like, who knows?
I don't know.
I
think it was the same take. I don't know, but yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, fix that. I don't know. The vocal production sounded okay. I think it sounded like reasonably clean and everything.
Not bad. I do think the use of autotune feels a little bit like not optimal. Like I just think you could make it sound better with better tuning of the autotune. It might have to do with just vocal production chain overall too, but it sounded very like generic and like you're hiding a lot of the artist behind it. It just doesn't sound genuine to me. It's like, is this like a person who's just saying like, baby, hold me closer, and then it's like super auto-tuned and robotic.
Bro,
and it's
have
like,
you heard?
No human there.
Have you heard the Chainsmokers guy like sing it? It's like pretty bad.
Is it bad too?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like when he does it live. I mean, shouts out to him, and he's successful as fuck, and like, people are feeling it. They want to sing along with him, and like, do it. But it's like, objectively speaking, there's like levels to beauty, and I'm like, that guy can't really sing well, but it's okay. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Jock Anka, what's up, bruh?
Jock Anka.
Put your song on the track, or put your song in the queue. My bad. Um, dude, freaking espadrilles is so funny. So I agree. I agree. Could have been nervous if only there had been some way to edit it.
Good point.
If only. All right, guys. Let's give a score here. You have it for production?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little bit higher before, but then the fact the production literally is the delay is crazy, and the vocal chain is okay, but how did you mess up I'm gonna say it's a production thing. How did you mess up sliding the whole verse? So it's always ahead. It's just kind of crazy to me. There's an easy fix, but it's bro, how did that slide? All right, track total.
Yeah, let's see. All right, yeah, I know I'm at
3, 2, 1. There you go. Cool. Thank you for the submission, Lil X. Hopefully
you can grow and become Big X.
Big X, yeah, Lil Bro. Sorry to give you this 35, but maybe Big Bro X can come up to
and then you
table.
can collab with Big Man on a Small Horse.
Yeah,
that seems
right now
like
you're
it makes
the
sense.
small man on a big horse, I suppose.
Yeah, ooh, yeah.
But anyways, shout out to you, Lil X. We want to hear more of your music. And yeah, we got the submission from Jack Anka. We got Big Man next. So shout out to Big Man. Big Man, you're here in the chat. Bro, I want to talk to you. I want to bring you on the website. So please fill out that appointment. We'll get situated. It's okay. You can don't stand me up again, but you stand me up before. It's fine. We're still cool, bro. We're still good. Chainsmokers only got successful because they're sponsored by British American Tobacco.
Saw that.
Big backy, bro.
Funny.
Big backo.
I was going to say, so for context to people, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we are not only a feedback stream, we're actually a startup building a music collaboration platform, you could call it. So trying to build a new way for artists to manage their music releases, kind of like you have your own record label. So we're helping you organize your files, versions of your tracks, your projects, collaborators, and then bringing them into one place to make your own teams. So if there are parts of the music release process that you don't like doing, you can find somebody or bring somebody that knows how to do that into your team. You can create royalty splits with them. You could pay them one-off for your services. Lots of different ways to sort of structure that, but it's up to you as the artist. So you get to build all of that around yourself, very artist-centric, and keep track of, again, versions. You can leave timestamped comments, and collaborators can as well, on your audio's waveform. You can create tasks that can be assigned to people with deadlines, so you know what you have to do next and when your release is scheduled for instance. And there's some cool other features that we're thinking about with having AI agents in the mix to help you do stuff that you don't like to do, also in terms of promotion and working on your music, and lots of other fun stuff that we're thinking about that we'd love to share with you and get your thoughts on if you join the platform. So we're doing sessions like we mentioned here with DJ Heinous with Big Man to onboard folks and just figure out what you need, how we can help you make your music lives easier. So if you're interested in that, if you want to get into the closed beta of FastTrack, and you want to share your feedback with us, just hit us up on Instagram. So we've got FastTrack_music there, or our individual ones as well, and we'll get you right into that. But just let us know.
It's so funny. He said, my least favorite bit of music releases is writing, mixing, producing, mastering, releasing, and promoting the track. Can the site do that for me?
Eventually. Maybe.
That's a YouTuber thing. I don't want to do anything. Can I hire everybody to do something and see what the track turns out to be?
Yeah.
It's a Patrick CC thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, cool. That's our bit there. Please sign up for the beta, and we'll get you on. If Big Man will just hurry. I'm just kidding. But we got Big Man next. It's Bubbler246. Artist name Shenanigans. Crazy. His chat antics, Shenanigans. Their roles are also shenanigans. Songwriter, composer, sample curator, arranger, beatmaker, ghostwriter, and orchestrator. Maybe they're not shenanigans. I don't know. I think he did write for his wife's girl group, her and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said he did write for them, so maybe this is true. Here's a track. Track is for playing. All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Didn't know what to do with it, but
interesting artwork.
Yeah, it's a couple fishes there. Are they bubblers?
Fish on ice.
Yes, sir. All right, it's about to be stanky up in here. EDM, right. You ready?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
little bit quiet here.
The cool texture. Very bubbly indeed. Ooh, it's like grime. Not grime, what is this? Garage? This sounds retro too. What? Just like Barbra Streisand or something? Or like a fucking, who's the Titan? What artist? Not Cher. Cher?
Maybe.
Who's the girl that sings the Titanic song?
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion? Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. Say that too. Nice drum part.
Yeah. I feel like this is all begging for a top line. Dude, it's a whip he's been working on this week with Barbra Streisand.
I know.
These people. Barbra Streisand is going to be on FastTrack. Oh my god.
Wow.
That'd be crazy.
She's going to join the panel.
Shout out Barbra Streisand. Shout out Big Man. Shout out his small horse. Me and Babs like that. That's crazy. Big Babs. All right. Anyways, that was Big Man. That was Shenanigans. What do you think? What's your vibes?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's again like this sort of, I don't know if liminal space is the right word, but it's like he just creates stuff that sounds like it's from another time.
This sounds like a retro vibe to it. And
very retro vibe.
Is that like an Enya sample?
Yeah, I just realized I could see this in like GTA San Andreas or something. But it's also a little bit, I mean, maybe this goes without saying, not in a bad way. It's a little bit background music-y.
Definitely. Yeah. There's no top line really. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's fine for what it is. It's almost like department store-ish or something like that. Again, not to be a diss, but
this is me. Like this is me ordering food at Chipotle for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good gig.
It's good. It really is. I'm there a lot, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it works pretty well. There aren't like really glaring flaws. I think the only thing would be that it seems more suited to be kind of background listenable than like I would focus on this and like add it to a playlist and listen to it, unless it's like a doing work playlist maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of strong opinions about it because it's pretty laid back. You know, it doesn't assert itself very strongly in any dimension.
Yes, I agree. I'm Google searching
first it was the burrito shop, and now it's the fucking department store. Dude, now I
Bro,
want Chipotle.
I find some of the best songs in the fucking Chipotle. I was literally Googling how to submit, like, can I submit my song to the Chipotle playlist or something?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be awesome. Um, I agree with it. Liminal space is what I'm taking from that. I guess so, yeah. There's a little, like, Mick food and kind of late stage cap. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I agree with what Josh is saying. Um yeah, for me, everything is really solid. It just there's no top line. It's waiting for just a top line. I'm thinking like a Georgia Smith. If you have Barbara Streisand, Barbara Streisand would work here too. But like, yeah, I just want someone to tell me a story based on this liminal space that you're building for us, based on this store. There's a little like ba 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 ba. Like, I like that part, but that's like the only hooky thing about the song, you know.
Yeah.
The drums are nice and jumpy. They have like a nice retro vibe to them too. Actually, it's very cool. Um, that cool bubbly synth texture is happening in the beginning, um, but there's nothing that like hooks on except for that melody. Really, anything else? So nothing to keep me kind of captivated and I'm just kind of. I mean, I'm dancing because it's nice, but I'm in somewhat of a trance. But it's not super memorable. But yeah, Limo Space is the new taco joint in London. Fire. I gotta go try it. If they play this song too, that'd be crazy. But cool. That's our initial thoughts, first vibes. Do you have anything else before we give a score?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't honestly with this one, like I feel like yes, there's a little bit of a desire for this to have more subject or more interest or intrigue with like a top line, but I mean maybe you could find a way to do it. I don't know what instrument you'd necessarily want that top line to be. It could be a vocal, it doesn't have to be, but I kind of feel
Even the
like even
vocals
if
that
you
were
do
used,
that,
they were used as if they were background elements.
yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
were so far back processed and
I just feel like this is better suited as like a backgroundish type thing. And you might be able to do stuff to it to make it a little bit more entrancing. Because I do think that with the mix, it's like everything's kind of okay, but it doesn't. You could, I think, have more of like a 3D-ness to it that would be just more, again, entrancing, like some interesting usage of delays and like not going overboard, obviously, but just doing something to make this more interesting. I don't know if I want to try to transform it into like a top line piece that's got like a melody and is supposed to be like a focused track that you listen to. I think it sounds like it's built to be like more of a background music type thing.
no, yeah, that's what
Um,
he's saying. He says real talk without wanting to sound butthurt. But the idea of these tracks is not for them to be super forward, but it's more of condo music. Yeah,
yeah,
I
makes
totally
that
feel
makes
that.
sense. I think it is suited for that. It doesn't mean there's nothing you can do to like improve it for that purpose even more, but I think it's okay for it to feel like that way.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Here
I
on
guess
that,
in that lens, it's like you don't have to go anything crazy, but like that little melodic da, 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 like if it can do like a little bit other things as well, like just to hook me in a little bit more, because it could be repetitive and like there are repetitive songs that are like fucking fire.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
It's like the part that's repetitive needs to be addicting though, and if it's not, it's just annoying. It's like,
yeah,
do you want more or less of the part?
yeah, right.
He said, "Hear you on that. I've tried to pare down the delays, especially since hearing Lil X a bit in my mixes, but can definitely ramp it up a bit. Also, I'm butthurt. Yes, we know.
Buttered alert. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I'm feeling like if you could like a sax player to like do a little line here, that'd be cool too.
Ooh,
Like,
that could be cool. Yeah,
yeah,
something to
it'd be
spice it up a
fire.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be
Different
cool.
instruments that could be cool.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty decent, pretty solid. Do you want to give scores?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's see where am I at. All right, you got a score?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
I was at 69 initially, but I was like,
Oh, nice.
nah, it's not really
Yeah,
69. It's
it's
better
like
than that.
it's
Yeah,
like pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty fire. It's got me dancing after the fact too.
Yeah, a
Content. What do you
little
have?
bit of an earworm. Um, yeah, then content's just about that. Like, how interesting can you make it? Again, being like focused on more of the come down music type thing and sort of backgroundy. Can you add anything that would just give it a little bit more shine, a little bit more sparkle? Could be a
A little
sax,
more
could be
definition. Yeah.
yeah, something like just with the mixing. That's I guess it's a production thing, but just like I do think a couple added parts would make this a little bit less flat overall, while still keeping it in that realm that you want it to be. That's the main thing I think in terms of content. I think the rest of it, like the length, the structure, like all of that is a good foundation, but you just need something that's going to provide some intrigue, something that's a subject, or a couple things throughout, just like little sprinkles on top.
I agree. Yes, I think it's just literally like man. If you just use that same synth that I like that has the same melody and just add another like counter melody to it, I think that'd be like almost enough. It's like pretty close. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I already listed a lot of the stuff that I liked in the vibes too, like that bubbler kind of texture in the beginning, the bouncy drums. Everything sounds kind of crisp. Well, the drums sound very crisp. Everything kind of sounds misty right now, including those vocals. So I'm just questioning like how much they really add, but especially in the absence of something main to kind of bring it all home. But I think it's definitely like pretty solid. Like Josh said, it's a solid foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. With that, I think I have a score. Do you?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Buh.
Boom.
Wait,
All right, and then production. I think at the beginning I like noticed it's pretty quiet, and I don't think it's. It just sounds a little bit flat to me. I think that might have been the reason I was saying it sounds like it's from another time. It just doesn't sound super like up to date or as immersive as it could mix wise. I just kind of feel like there's a flat plane in the background that's got kind of like sound like instruments that are a little bit dated, like not in a bad way, but there's just nothing really new about the sound to me.
Is that including the drop dancey sections, or is that just the beginning?
Maybe. I mean, let me listen to this part again. Even that doesn't sound new. That could be any time in the past 25 years, right?
I mean,
Not in a bad way,
listen
but
to it again.
I mean, the fuzzy like
Bro,
bass is cool, but the rest of it, I think, sounds pretty like that. It's been done for a long time.
yeah, actually, just listening to that, I really like that buzzy bass, and
I
I
like
really
it too,
like,
and
I
maybe
really
that
like
should
that
come
that
out more too.
like you
Yeah.
had it so defined here. Actually, I really like it a lot. Like this first section is like my favorite part of the song.
I think everything just needs to pop a little bit more there. Like it just feels a little bit too like
Little,
blob like. Like you just need to like give a little bit
a
more
little too bubbly.
definition. Yeah, give a little bit more definition to that low buzzy bass thing. Like have it cut through a little bit more. The little high part, or whatever, like give it more reverb tail and more room to breathe. Maybe there's some sort of ambiguous layers in there that you can scale back so that it has more space to breathe. Because right now it just sounds like kind of a blob a little bit. Stuff is like melding together. It doesn't sound as defined, and like there's not as good separation between the layers as you'd expect from like a more modern mix.
I think this part might be the most separated part of the song, though. Let me just jump around real quick. So there's this part. Yeah, see how there's like more and more added. It gets even more blob.
Chris, you have to pause and then click on the waveform and hit the play button in order for the playback to carry through for us.
Oh, wait. So does this work or?
You're playing at the last section?
Yeah, it's at like 205.
Yeah, I think it was the middle one, just didn't play
Okay.
for some reason.
So you said I gotta pause it, then click
the play button is what synchronizes playback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like this works?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying like see how like everything's kind of separated in the beginning here?
Yeah.
Not a lot going on, and then as you add more and more,
yeah,
more and more blob like
it's kind of blending together.
And you lose a lot of that definition of that cool bass line that you have in the beginning here. And like that catchy melody thing that's there, like it's kind of in the background. Yeah. Listening back, like it's definitely pretty fire.
I think a lot of the stuff is there. I think a huge difference would just be like getting things to stand out and be able to be heard more.
Yeah.
Would really transform this. Like you'd be using all those influences, like you said. It's a run through UK dance music, 1988, 2001.
Yeah.
But like you can make it also sound like a new take on all of that. What?
I fucked up and put my score.
Oh, all right. Let me
Sorry.
figure out mine here. Production.
Wait, I was right. It's a 84. I think I'd fine with the 84. Yeah.
I'll go right there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Chaos.
Absolute scenes. Oops.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. That's where I feel. I think it, like, especially listening back to it, like,
it's cool. Like, there's a lot of
like
cool
definitely
stuff
dope
happening.
areas,
I just think that we're not hearing all of it as immediately as we could because of the production. It's just like subtle tweaks that you could make, but
yeah.
I would suggest like trying to cut stuff that like excess stuff that's making everything blend together,
Mm.
give it more space, and then like that the high stuff, put some more interesting trailing reverbs on them, like bring out the buzziness, the sort of cut of that low synth bass, and it could be
Right.
really cool.
Right. I
And
think
see
that
what you can do with stereo spacing and stuff too, because I feel like it could be a little bit more immersive.
sure. Yeah, and I think this track definitely calls for some immersion for sure. Like I feel like that's what it's trying to do.
Yeah, as come down music versus just like background music. It's kind of there's a difference.
Yeah. And I mean, it's still either way, it's going to be Chipotle, music,
Yeah.
which is
Either
fine,
way,
bro. I love it.
you're
Okay.
gonna be coming down from your trip at Chipotle. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you're gonna get a good meal. Yeah, for real. Definitely here on spacing. Fire. All right, track total.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, da, ba, da, ba. Let's see, 7476. Okay, I think I'm here. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. It's
I like
fire.
it too. It's cool.
Yeah. I wish I could be in the studio and suggest top lines to you.
He said 100.
You're right.
All
Sorry.
right,
Sorry,
fine.
it's broken again. My bad. All right.
Uh,
Just kidding.
yeah.
Oh, we both did it? That's funny.
Yep.
Uh,
JK.
boop. Cool. Thank you, big man. Appreciate you. Yay. So good. All right, bro. Fill out that appointment thing too. I want to talk to you, bro. But
yeah.
yeah. Thank you for
Maybe
stopping
you'd get
by.
a higher score if you didn't flake.
Yeah, bro. Actually, wait a minute. Sorry, broke again. Oh, dude, I did it.
You did what?
Do you see what happened?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. So on my screen it says negative
score.
1%.
It says nothing on the overlay.
Right, but on my like slider where the score is,
Weird.
not like the one that's sharing, it says negative 1%.
Weird.
There we go.
Redo.
There you go. But yeah, negative 1% is where I'm feeling here. So
yeah.
Let me go back here. Yeah, I'll give it this. Cool. Thank you, big man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Redo the appointment for real. Literally. Who's next here? Jock Anka. Retro Night. Jock Anka. Fire. How you doing, Jock? Yo, let's go. I wonder if Jock Anka is the person that has that like reddish album art that we've heard before. Is that true, Jock? Let me know. But I don't see the album art here, so maybe I'm just tripping. But we got Retro Night. Role includes songwriter and composer. Track genre is electronic. They are here in the chat, so if you have anything for us to listen to specifically, if you want to expand like kind of where it's at in the process, let us know. But yeah, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can't remember. He says 3, 2, 1.
Arpeggiator.
There's a Jokerette-esque. Whoa! Cool synth.
Ooh.
He needs to collab with Jokerhead.
Nice. It sounds like a Muse song, actually.
I could see that.
Knights of Sidonia.
Right. Except it sounds like Logic drummer.
Yeah, it does. Is it?
It might be. Like an unmixed Logic drummer.
Yeah. Which one is it? Tony?
Or Max.
Yeah. that instrument
That's counter melody here. That part there.
there needs to be some prioritization between those two lead parts.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That beep,
It's
beep,
cool
beep,
though.
beep definitely doesn't beat the part. Sounds like a video game. Has some pressure.
Cool.
Retro Night, Jock Anka. I said it almost in the beginning as a semi joke, as he should cooperate with Jokerhead, but I feel like they actually could probably do something good together because he
Yeah.
has like a dissonant kind of chord structure, but this guy's like a whiz on top lining. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, Jokerhead could definitely use that help. And Jokerhead has like a solid, sometimes solid bass on production and drums. So it's like, yeah, could be a match made in heaven or hell, depending on where you go with it. But yeah, that was Jack Anka, Retro Night. Very video gamey to me.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
what do you got for vibes? First impressions?
Um, yeah, it does sound pretty video gamey, like kind of Nintendo-ish a little bit.
Oh yeah, baby,
Um,
which I love. I grew up on
y-
that shit.
yeah, which is cool. I think there is, yeah, I don't know. I always feel like we come up with hypotheses about like this kind of sounds like it could be like game music or like,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh yeah, sure. Like, who knows if the artist like actually wants to do that? But I guess Jock, you're
Yeah,
here, so you can
Jock, what are you
comment
trying to
on
do
all
with
that.
it? Is this trying to be your next Taylor Swift radio hit, or are you
Yeah,
trying to make songs for video games? Because yeah, there's a two. Yeah,
or just in that
very different.
genre, like is that what you intended or not? But yeah, I mean, I like the counterpoint between those lead melodies
Oh
and
yeah, that
like
was the highlight for
yeah,
sure. I
they're
think it was
kind of.
around
Oh, he
here.
said trying to make songs to video games, so we'll
Oh,
take your word for that. That's cool.
good. Okay, sweet. Yeah,
Good.
then
It's a good
then
thing in that case. Yeah.
yeah, it brings the score up a little bit. I feel. I feel. Yeah,
Yeah.
good to know. That's the kind of stuff you can put in your description. By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I think there's a lot of good melody. Like the main lead line is kind of like virtuosic. Like it's kind of like impressive. It's cool.
Hmm.
I do think that when you have the two leads at the same time, I wonder if there's some way to like make us aware of which one's supposed to be more prominent. Because at times it feels like they're kind of stepping on each other a little bit. Then the harmonies sync up and it's cool. Then it's kind of like, oh shit, I lost track of which one is the lead. So some sort of differentiation with processing, whether that's like volume or reverb or timbre or something,
Hmm.
could maybe help. Or having like two different enough parts that they sound good harmonizing together, but
Hmm.
have distinct timbres of their own to differentiate them. It's
There was a
also
moment
like
that happened.
what was it?
There's a moment where there's like these two like same leads that were doing counter melodies that was actually like very beautiful.
Yeah,
But there was another lead where that came in later that was the beep 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 beep, which wasn't as interesting as what was happening there, and it was like louder or the same volume. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't need to be the focus here,
yeah, yeah.
especially when you got something crazy going on. That's like fire. But anyways, yeah. Um,
So yeah, any
yeah, in
other
terms
thoughts?
of yeah, it's like there's video game music out there that's like still virtuosic and not repetitive and all that stuff. But also like a lot of video games, they do need to like have it repeatable. And the reason I say that is like right now it does sound like section to section. It's like sounds exactly like this is a section, this is a section that is just gonna like loop on for a while, and let me just add on one instrument and one new melody, add on one new instrument, one new melody. Versus like a song that's like crafted a little bit more. I guess captivating in a more captivating way and more complex way. But being in video game music, I guess it's like somewhat acceptable. Um, still like, but yeah, there's video game music out there that's still fantastic. That's a listen by itself. But this is the retro genre. But yeah, the drums they sound like Logic drummer. Like
Yeah, very stock.
they're like realish, but they're very like stock. They're not like you playing MIDI badly. Like they sound like decent, but
They actually sound pretty good, but it's almost like the style of those is like you don't expect there to be a live drummer that sounds like that for this style. There's just a bit of a mismatch, and
yeah,
I can
it's like
see it.
this is a like just stylistically, it's weird, right? Like you have this
Yeah,
8-bitty kind of synth, but you have this real, not real drum set. It's like what's happening?
MT Power drum kit.
Don't know what that is, but
Yeah. But anyways, any other vibes, thoughts, or should we give scores?
let's give scores. Beep 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 beep. Like think about fucking Undertale, right? Like Undertale music is ridiculously insane. But anyways, I digress. 40. Let's see, where am I at? Okay, I have my score.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 69.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. I thought
bro.
it deserved that. I mean, I like it, like vibes wise. I think as far as zooming into the content and production, there's more room for improvement. But like, I like the vibe of it. It's kind of like fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's go into content. I mean, we talked about it, but you've got some great like lead lines. Maybe some of the production could be improved to like differentiate them better. But I don't know. It's pretty short. It kind of like moves along well. I think it's well suited for being video game music. But I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else to say about it other than that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there. Yeah, now that I think about it, there's just like there's songs that are like 8-bit songs, video game music that I've listened to in the past that do need to loop and stuff, but uh, they're just a lot more captivating. They don't feel like one loop adding on top of another loop adding on top of another loop. They sound like just these journeys and just yeah. Like I'm thinking, do some homework, but on your influences, but like Undertale, for example, they have a lot of like kind of real instrumentation or at least real sounding instrumentation. It's not all just 8-bit, but like it's an 8-bit game, right? That style and their music is like fantastic, and it can stand alone. I'm thinking of like way back in the day, like there's games like Mario Tennis that have like fantastic, just super hooky melodies that you could just loop on for hours and it doesn't sound like it's looping and it doesn't get tiresome. There's a Super Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo that has ridiculous, like you'll love this as a top line person. I could tell you're kind of like a top line virtuoso yourself. um but like the Super Double Dragon songs have these crazy top line, it sounds like they have like a loop part that's like the main part of the song, but then it does sound like in a jazz concert where the top line solo just goes off, like he does like a solo section, and like that solo section is like very different from the main part, right? And then after that solo section where he rips it and does a couple of motifs, it goes back to the main part, and like you have yourself this crazy song, but it's also very loopable in a video game. And for me, it's such a memorable song from a video game that was made like almost 20 years ago or something. Like it's crazy. And that's like where I see like the pinnacle of where this could go. And there's a difference. There's levels to this shit where that's that and what you have right now is where it's at. And so yeah, I would say look to those kind of examples, but that would inform my score, which yeah, you ready?
Uh, no. Let's
Oh,
see.
okay.
Content score. Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1. I would say blend it more too. Like Logic drummer doesn't, or MT Power drum kit doesn't need to be on this song where
Yeah.
you have almost like a Pokemon esque kind of like 8-bit synth. It's kind
I
of weird.
think you could use the whatever MIDI you're using or the drummer, but use a drum kit that doesn't try to sound like a natural recorded drum kit. That might help a lot.
Yeah, that's those Super Double Dragon songs have like 8-bitted out fucking drum kits. They're
Yeah.
crazy. It's like
Yeah.
cool. Um, but yeah, production. I don't know if there's much production on it. It sounds like unmixed.
Yeah, it sounds to me
Pretty
like it
much.
has a ways to go in production. It's just not really mixed yet, which is
Yeah.
understandable. But
And we talked about it too. Like, make sure you understand or help convey what is the main thing that we should be listening to, and make sure that the production reflects that. But cool. You have a score for it?
yeah,
3, 2, 1.
nice.
Track total.
Yeah, and then track total. I mean, I think again, it's like it works for the purpose that you want it to. It's fun. It's got some nice lead lines. It's just a matter of like taking it to the next level, making sure that things are the right sound for the vibe that you're going for, and doing the production work.
Yeah.
And then trying to market it. Obviously, that's the next step if you want to actually get it to be video game music.
This is so interesting. It's like you have a situation here where this guy I feel like is like pretty good at top lining and like just a melody that is crafting, and it's complex and cool. But like the song itself as a whole is like somewhat lacking.
Yeah,
The arrangement of things, uh, and like just making it like making the environment sound like cohesive. Where you have other people and like other tracks that we talked about today, where it's like they have the like opposite problem or something, just because to show there's like expertise in like each different part of it, and it takes a lot to make something successful and really captivating. So,
yep,
yeah, you know your strengths, but build on your weaknesses, or get somebody else to help. And yeah, I got a score though. Do you?
yep.
3, 2, 1. Bah!
Boom. Ooh,
Yes, sir.
nice.
Thank you for the submission, Jock.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
glad to see you. And again, come back, send us more stuff. Would love to hear it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
if
happy
you
to help.
still stick around, like tell me what your influences are for video game music. Like who's your favorite? Like it could be composer. I probably wouldn't know them, but like tell me like video games and I might know them. But cool. Um, even like think about Mario Bros. Right? That and they got little. It's like it's awesome.
It's great.
Anyways, yeah. um, cool. They don't have Logic Drummer. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
all right. So that was our last submission. What do you want to do with it here? I like Monkey Island theme. Monkey Island.
Yeah,
That
it is.
sounds familiar. Monkey Island. Series of Lucas Arts.
Prod, why not? Hey, what's up? Do you have a track that you would like to submit? Because we've got time for one more if you want to get it in there real quick.
Very lucky. He just came in here.
Yeah, we were about
What's
to
up, bruh?
shut her down, but let us
Yeah,
know
we
if you have
got
something
you.
to submit. If you
Yeah, if
do,
you do.
let us know in the chat so we know that you're going to submit something. But if not, also please let us know.
Lucky Monkey
Yeah.
Island.
Prod, why not? You don't have to make an account. You can just submit the info there. It's just that if you create an account, it makes it easier to resubmit in the future if you want to get feedback from us again.
Yeah.
Then you won't have to type that information in the future.
Does he get the emails if he makes an account, or
If you don't make an account, you still
still get
will
email?
get emails like when we review your track, and if you're like when you're up soon, if it's the next week.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Monkey Island. Is this like 1990? Wow. Interesting. I never played Monkey Island, but it's been going on since 1990, and they have the newest installment 2022. So it's like it stood the test of time apparently, but without me really playing it. Interesting.
Interesting.
Sending right now. Fire. Okay. Cool.
Dope.
Let's see. Well, I guess we'll wait on that. But yeah, guys, FastTrack is not just a feedback stream; it's also a music management and team building web platform. So let's see. Let me put the beta link in the chat here. But if you guys are interested, if this sounds cool to you, you'll be able to upload all of your tracks into projects. You could share them with collaborators. You could have timestamp comments on multiple versions of the same track. It helps you keep track of how your track progresses over time with feedback that you're getting, say, from here or from other people or from your collaborators. You can assign tasks to different people with deadlines. People will get reminded through emails, all that stuff. We've been working on like a team suite that you can see all of the different roles of the team, maybe some gaps that you need to fill, like a top liner, for example, or producer, or A&R person, or promotion, something like that, social media manager, all these things that are required to have like a successful music career. That's what we're trying to build here. So if that sounds exciting to you, if you want to learn more, please sign up on our beta waitlist there, and stay tuned on our socials as well as our Twitch. We go live every week, so
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there.
In the future, we will also enable you to find people to fill those roles with. So right now, it's kind of like build your own team, bring your collaborators, and then make all of your collaboration processes easier, like messaging each other, uploading tracks and versions, getting notified of stuff, tasks, all that, comments like directly on the audio. Mm-hmm. But again, in the future, we want to enable you to like build your own personal record label. So all of the things, the skill sets that you need to release great music and have a chance at success, we want to help you build that around yourself and build your team so you can be successful. Prod Why Not? Check if you typed in the track name, which is right next to the play button above the
track
waveform.
Title,
yeah, track title.
That's the common mistake.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Fire.
Sweet. So we'll see if this comes through. But yeah, again, if anyone's interested in joining the closed beta, you want to try it out, you want to give us feedback, just utilize it. Just hit us up. Like just message us. You can join our Discord, which I'll put in the chat, and hit us up there. And then you can message us on either of our Instagrams or our FastTrack_music one, and we'll get you into it. So, yeah.
Why not? Where you at? I don't see your track.
Where is your track? T-minus 14 minutes and 5 seconds.
Yeah, bro. I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to finish my Chipotle.
Ooh. Did you get that earlier today?
Yes, sir. Bro, it was raining like a mud today.
Oh, yeah.
It was raining like Mumbai today. Hold Me Down by Yay.
Hey.
What?
There we go.
Yay. All right.
All right.
We got Hold Me Down by the Yay. Producer, hip-hop. You want to talk about it more, let us know. But you ready to play it?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. I think that is Kanye, isn't it? Interesting.
Yeah, nice and warm and delicate.
Yeah. Got that like analog sizzle on it too. Nice. Somewhat memey, this sample work. This guitar.
Getting to the point a little bit that's like, where are we going? Same repeated sample underneath all of it. Nice textures, it's awesome. Yeah, so you said, well, it's a beat, sorry, I don't have a full song. It'd be better if you did, but also, it's just like, what's underneath the song is still going to be this repeated same part, so something to consider.
What would go over this, I wonder, though? I'm like, this is not a tight beat, right? This is like, unique.
Yeah.
Whoa, fuck, bruh. Bring this in earlier. That's crazy.
Quite the unexpected switch up, yeah.
Look at these Latin ass drums, bruh.
Okay, that part was too short though. Stitched in there.
We patched it earlier. That was fire.
Yeah, now we're back to the same exact thing again.
That was like a super refreshing.
Yeah, no, definitely refreshing and different.
Yeah, but it also did get old, but at some point. But then it like recaptivated me with that switch up. That was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Prod. Why not? What do you got for first impressions vibes?
I think the takeaway for me is you've got a good like a good ear for these like textures and the way that you're putting stuff together, and it's unique and it's got a lot of feel to it. It's just that it stays so much the same throughout the whole track. I just wish that you could have varied it sooner and more. And like that switch up was interesting, very unexpected, and I wonder if that would be hard for somebody to like deal with if they were on the track, just given where it's placed. Seems like it might be, but even if you had done something like that earlier in the track to provide some variation, that would help. It's like we like the main like content of it, just that like it's 3.5 minutes of mostly the same loop.
Yep.
There's like some stuff that's happening over the top, but it's like fundamentally the same throughout. So yeah, it's cool though.
It's super cool. Yeah, I'm very curious. You said it's just a beat, so like, what is gonna be next? I'm very curious. Like, I'd love for you to resubmit like how this song builds and like if there's a vocalist on top of it or whatever. Like, it could be really really cool. But yeah, right now the beat as it is pretty repetitive. So it's like,
yeah, I
that's
feel
gonna
like
go into our scores.
a vocalist on top of this would not necessarily like save it. It wouldn't
I have
necessarily
no
be able
idea.
to turn it into like a great song. And
The way it's
mean,
arranged right now, yes, that's true.
yeah. I just think that like if you're gonna like I don't know what your plan is. Are you just trying to sell this, hope somebody wants it enough to buy it, or find an artist to be on it? I would say that the latter option is more likely to produce a good song because you'll be able to work with them two ways and figure out what the song should be around their performance. So
Yeah. Like the way it's arranged now, yeah, it's not likely, but like the foundation that you have is like really really good. I think
unique, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, keep on keeping on. Love the warm texture. Love the kind of everything sounds super warm and organic, and like the guitar, the Latin drums there. That switch up, it went so bare bones, and then when it came back with everything else in there, and had like a little impact kind of bass, it sounded like so cool. I think that, like, yeah, if you have like an artist that like tells like a just a heartstringy story, like, oh my god, that impact is gonna be crazy.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah, we don't have that right now, so what? Sorry, it'll go
Yeah.
into the score. But yeah, that's my overall vibes, first impressions. It was cool.
Mhm.
You have a score?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Pow.
You all
right.
content?
Yeah, content again, really cool, like, main thing happening there. It's just structure wise, I think it could be more interesting and provide probably a better foundation for an artist to be on and make it less difficult for them also to like have to do crazy stuff in order to keep this interesting versus having a good structure underneath them to work with and, carry that sort of journey, carry the energy fluctuations to make it a dynamic experience and not just like a person on top of this all the way through.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the main thing for me.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, who do you like? What genre of like vocalist would this be? Like, would it be a male or female? Like, do you have anything in mind? Like, just like trying to picture it because it's just so unique. I have no idea how it would pan out, but it'd be, yeah, yeah. I stand by what I said before. Strong foundation. The way it's arranged, though, it's gets old pretty quickly, and it's a shame because that change up like really got me back into it. So like, bring that shit earlier. Why not?
Yeah.
Why bore us? But okay, I got a score to you.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Boom.
Boom.
Production.
But all the way, just by the way, just to be clear, the
By the way.
vibes and content scores for me, it's just like, where do I see it as like state of progress towards being radio ready? Um, and it's like always a little bit hard to judge when it's like a beat that doesn't have a song to it yet necessarily, but
Yeah,
it's just where I'm at.
sure.
And then production, like again, a lot of the like main parts sound really good. It's definitely got some room to grow in terms of mixing and like mastering, especially. It's a little bit just quiet, I think.
Really? Okay.
Which is fine again because you don't have vocalists on it yet. It's better to like have more headroom, have them on it, and then be able to mix them into it. But yeah, I think that's the main thing. Is like you're kind of like halfway mixed right now, but it doesn't quite have the depth or oomph that it could as a mixed track, and it doesn't have to be that way. But that's just the state of progress that it's at.
I don't know. I kind of like the mixing as it is now. It might not be completely finished or mastered or whatever, but it has such a nice, warm
It's got a nice timbre, yeah, a nice vibe to it, but
texture.
it's
Yeah,
mainly leveling wise. Like I mean, it's pretty far below where it could be, and that does affect the way that things can sound, especially when you pass them through like different levels of mastering plugins. But
sure. Okay. I have a score. Do you?
yeah,
3, 2, 1. Pow.
boom.
Yeah. Overall.
Yeah, I know.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
I could
60.
resist.
Sure. You're around there.
Last one
Yeah.
of the day, yeah, it's like in the
Come
ballpark.
on. Come on. Yeah. Not sure. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a strong foundation. Very cool. Very unique. I like the production on it. It's just not a song yet, and it shows. And the way it's arranged right now is like you shot yourself in the foot a little bit. But
It's just got
I think it's
room to go in
yeah.
terms of being a
I
finished
think it's
product.
definitely super cool.
It's a great
Um,
start. Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool.
So thank you for the submission. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Once you get this figured out, like send it through again. I'd love to hear it.
He said I usually do sync licensing, so maybe a movie/commercial. Nice. Have you
Really?
gotten like stuff through successfully with sync?
Yeah.
Because if so, people could definitely learn from you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Join our
People like
Discord.
us.
Share
Yeah.
some tips.
We'd love to hear from you. At some point too, yeah, if you're interested in like getting more feedback from us, but also like the website that we're building, like we'd love to like talk to you one on one too. Like that'd be
Mhm.
fire.
Yeah, like
Yes, multiple.
were
Cool.
saying, we're building a music collaboration platform with a whole bunch of features. So like uploading projects, tracks, versions with timestamped comments, tasks that are assignable, creating a space for your team to exist, and building your team so you can have almost like your own personalized modular record label that you can choose like how people are involved, if they have ownership or not, if you're going to pay them for their services, that kind of stuff. And then eventually a marketplace to find people to join your teams and help you out.
Mhm.
But yeah, we want to help you make your best music yet and get the attention that you deserve for it. So that's what we're trying to build into our platform. And again, we'd love to hear ideas that you guys have for features that would help you out, and what you struggle with. So the way we're doing this right now, we've got a closed beta of that product that we just described, and we can get you into it if you want. All you have to do is hit us up. So just like message us if you want to schedule a session to onboard you and ask you questions about like how we can help, ideas that you have, feedback for us, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And we'll get you into the product so you can use it, be one of the first users. But
Cool.
other than that, please do feel free to send more tracks to us. Love to give you more feedback. And follow us on Twitch so you know when we go live. We're here every Friday from 5:30 to 7:30 Central. Follow us on Instagram, FastTrack_music. Our Discord is in the chat. And I think other than that, you got anything, Chris?
Nah. Prod Why Not says for sure, guys. Good luck with that. Thank you. Thank you for submitting too. Come back around. I thought your music was pretty dope, so
Yeah.
we'd love to hear more. And if you're interested, like I said, we'd love to talk to you. You have some sync experience, which is another way to make for artists to make a living. So it's pretty cool. But yeah.
And Brand XNDP, welcome. And apologies because you just caught our little outro blurb there.
Wait. The queue is still open. You can submit your song, but we are not listening to any songs today.
Yes.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I don't know if that was you or someone else. We got a submission from Seal Point.
Yeah.
But we have reached the end of our 2 hours, but we're here every week. So if you want, you can submit and you'll actually get an email notification the day of the stream to say, hey, this is your order in the queue for this week. If you submit now, you will guaranteed be reviewed next week because there's only one person there.
Yeah, and if you like have a new version or a different track you want to listen to that week, just make sure that you're here before we review your songs. You're going to be first, so you need to be here, or just during the week, like switch it out and let us know. We'll remember that Seal Point submitted. So, and you're a user with us too. So, yeah. Love the format. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. But all right, let's get out of here. Josh, you have anything else to say?
Nope. We will see you all in therapy.
I guess so. I don't think I needed. There's no therapy inducing. Well, that vampire song, yeah.
Yeah, nothing too bad today.
Yeah,
just a little lighthearted SpongeBob reference.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and be safe. We'll see you next week.
It was Plankton. See you in therapy.
Yeah.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace.
Later.